If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Keeping your IT team sharp isn't optional. It's essential. CBT Nuggets delivers high-quality IT training led by real-world experts who know what teams actually need on systems teams will actually use. Whether it's staying current on cloud, networking, or security, CBT Nuggets makes training simple, effective, and scalable. No fluff, no wasted time, just smarter, faster IT teams. Thousands of companies trust CBT Nuggets, and yours can too. Go to cbtnuggets.com/solutions and start training today.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. It is The Conway Show. All right, ding dong. What a day we had yesterday at the White House in Anaheim. Man, I can't thank you enough for showing up. The people that showed up, the people that donated, people that went to the Pasta-thon, people that brought food, people that brought money, people that went to Wendy's, people that went to Spartan Final, whatever your route was to help these kids. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here is the current number, and it's going to go up because we're going to get a new number from Wendy's and a new number from Spartan Final. But right now, $945,000, $203,000, $945,203. That is a hell of a lot of money. That's 945,203 meals for these kids. 98,555 pounds of pasta and sauce. I'm sorry, 78,955. 78,955. 78,955 pounds of pasta and sauce.
It's a number that I can't even get my head around.
Well, Mark, you better start getting your head around it because it's a big number and it's true. It's true. And that number, I think, is going to surpass last year. So even in a year where it was kind of funky, you know, we had an election. A lot of people were on the wrong side of it. A lot of people were on the right side of it. A lot of people don't know what to do. They're worried about their finances. Yet you still came out and helped these kids. And man, I can't thank you enough. Personally, professionally, and on behalf of iHeartMedia, we owe you a monster thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it was great. We had all the shows out there yesterday, starting with Amy King in the morning. Then Bill Handel came in. He knocked it out. Then it was Gary and Shannon. I think their auction item is going for $50,000, somewhere around there. And then John from the John Colbelt Show. And then, of course, us. And then Mo Kelly knocked it out as well. And so the auction items are closed. We'll have the winners, announce the winners sometime this week. But you can still go to Smart and Final. I think they're happening all the way until Sunday. Yeah. I think Sunday. Yep. And so, and Wendy's.
Same with Wendy's, too. Yeah.
And Wendy's, yeah, Wendy's. I left yesterday to get down there. I left Burbank at 1 o'clock, and I got down there at around 2:45, somewhere in that area. So it took me a good hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half to get down there. It was a little longer, evidently, from Studio City because Mark Thompson didn't get down there till 4:30.
Was it 4:30?
I think it was 4:30. Yeah, by the time he got down there. Anyway, so thank you everybody that donated, everybody that showed up yesterday. That is a hell of a lot of money, and that's our big event every year. and raising money for these kids who simply don't have anything to eat outside of this pasta-thon. And that's going to feed a lot of bellies. Going to fill a lot of bellies. So that's a cool deal. All right, there was a big story yesterday. This lovely young lady, Hannah, comes from Maui, and then all of a sudden she's lost in L.A., and the father flips out. The father comes into Los Angeles to look for her and doesn't find her, is distraught, evidently or allegedly jumps off a building near LAX, and they find her in Mexico. LAPD kicked ass and found this woman in Mexico. There are millions and millions of people in California, in Southern California. There are hundreds of millions of people in North America, and yet they found this woman. And here to talk more about the case is Deputy Chief and a good friend of mine, Alan Hamilton. How are you, sir? Nice to see you, man. How you been?
Doing good.
Excellent. You got your gal in this case.
Well, we don't quite have her yet, but hopefully soon.
Okay, so take us back on how this happened. When was LAPD initially involved, and what does it take to file a missing persons? How long do you have to be missing for?
Well, you can file it at any time. You don't, there's kind of a little bit of a confusion out there with the public sometimes. You can come in and file a person missing
after 10 minutes.
Hopefully not after 10, maybe 15, but certainly you can come in and report that person missing. I think in this case, it was a little bit of a delay, but as soon as we received the report, our missing persons unit jumped right on it.
Okay. And when you see a case that's being played out in the press, like this was all national, international attention, national attention, big here in Southern California with 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11. They all ran with the story. Does that mandate more people from LAPD being put on the case, or do they ignore that element?
Well, I think so. First, I want to say this: Lieutenant Doug Oldfield and his team did an outstanding job on this investigation. A lot of things happened in the background that the public is just not aware of, and they did a fantastic job. Right. So we put a lot of resources towards this right off the bat, Tim, because we thought there was a possibility that she was endangered.
Okay.
We worked with a lot of our partners in law enforcement, a lot of different agencies. Our LA World Airports Police were fantastic. Our MTA partners were fantastic on the Metropolitan Transportation Authority side in working with our transit services people. In particular, I want to give a real shout out to Captain Alex Baez, who took his team and combed through hours and hours and hours of video to provide us key information regarding her movements within the MTA system. So he did a fantastic job along with his team, and they provided that information to us, and we were able to develop from that information concrete facts that we could work on to identify where she was and where she was going.
Okay, so 20 years ago, what year did you start with LAPD?
1990.
1990. Okay, wow, 34
not that
years
long ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
34 years ago. There wasn't the tool of video cameras everywhere.
So we didn't have a lot of video back then.
Right.
We didn't have a lot of other ways to track people through technology. I can tell you that in this particular case and in a lot of our recent cases, we've exploited technological investigations to obtain good quality investigative information. That worked out well in this case. There are some things, unfortunately, that we can't really discuss with the public because she's considered a voluntary missing at this point. But those technological investigations are key to a lot of the things that we do. And it's not just limited to the obvious stuff. There are a lot of other things that we do. And we have a lot of talent on our department. And we're looking for more people to bring on the department to share that talent with and be part of our team. We have a lot of things that we do that help us to identify these individuals and get them back to their families.
Now, were you able to track her from the time she got off the plane until the time she went into Mexico?
Well, so going back in this investigation, publicly, I can disclose that, she was already putting things out on social media. So
she was.
So that stuff's public. When you put it out publicly, then it is what it is. It's there on social media. In terms of stuff that's not public, I can't really discuss that because she would be considered a voluntary missing person at this point. And I can't allow the police department to be used as a tool to track someone that doesn't want to be found.
Okay. All right.
So that's why we're being very guarded about protecting her rights, because we're a department that operates constitutionally, and we have to protect her rights as well as everyone else's rights.
Okay. Now, you may not be able to talk about this, but when we come back, I want to ask you if you've been in contact with her.
I'll wait for us to come back.
Okay. All right. This is great. All right. Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton is with us. 34 years on the force, and LAPD has contacted this woman. And the sad story about her dad, we'll go into some details, as many as we can, with Alan Hamilton here.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
And we have Alan Hamilton with us. He's the deputy chief of the LAPD. He's risen up after 34 years all the way to the tippy top, and very close to the top, right?
Yeah.
You were in the running.
I was, but we have a great guy, a great friend. Jim's going to do a great job for this city, this department, and I'm in lockstep with him, and it's going to be a great ride.
You've known him for a while.
I've known him for over 30 years.
Is that right?
I have, yeah.
All right. Well, then you've known him a little longer than I have.
A little bit.
But I went to a Bruins game with him and his lovely wife, and he has like 19 daughters, right?
I am not going to say anything about that regarding Jim. I'm going to let him speak for himself.
But how about this move? So I treat him to the Kings game. I got the tickets, and we're sitting there. It was my wife and his wife and myself and Jim, and Boston's knocking the hell out of the Kings. It was 6-2, and he turns to me. And he goes, "Hey, if you ever want to become a Bruins fan, we'll accept you." How dare he?
Hey, but he was willing to let you
on
into the
with that
family,
guy?
though, Tim. Come on.
What's going on with that guy? I'd love to be his business manager with his pensions. He's got an LAPD pension. He's got Long Beach PD pension. He's going to have a sheriff's pension, and he's going to have a chief of LAPD pension. That guy's going to be loaded.
Well, I'm just glad that he's back. I'm glad that he's at the helm. It's going to be great with this city moving forward with him at the helm, and I'm looking forward to help wherever I'm needed and wherever I can.
Now, do you consider that an inside guy, or he was an outside guy?
Oh, Jim's always been
inside.
True blue to me,
okay.
Always, absolutely.
And I like when they promote from inside. I don't like when somebody comes from San Francisco or Chicago or New York and tells people what to do here.
Jim's a brother. He
Yeah,
always.
I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get back to this young lady, Hannah Kobayashi, right?
Correct.
And she was missing. She's still sort of voluntarily missing. Is that right?
Yeah. So we don't believe she's endangered at this point. We don't have any evidence pointing to her being endangered. So that's kind of the classification that we have. We'd love to speak to her if we have the opportunity.
So you have not contacted her?
We have not contacted her at this point. We would love to have a discussion with her, make sure she's okay. And we'd also like to, tell her to contact her family, to put them at ease and let them know that she's okay.
She's really, put her family in a horrible position. Her dad flew from Hawaii to look for her and got distraught and killed himself at LAX. Is that what you guys discovered?
Yeah, and that is an extremely tragic circumstance.
It's
and our
horrible.
heart goes out to the family. Dealing with that, in addition to the issue of the missing, I can only imagine, how terrible that is. Our heartfelt, we feel that when tragedy is compounded by additional tragedy, it's terrible for the family and
It's
for
horrible.
the family members. Our hearts go out to them regarding what happened. We certainly hope that anyone that is in that position and feels that way would reach out and get help. Call 988, contact our department. We have specialists both inside the department and non-governmental organizations that take care of people that are feeling suicidal. We always encourage people to contact those resources before taking those
Is that what
actions.
988 is? A mental resource?
It is. Yes,
Like suicide?
that's correct. Yes.
Do most of those calls come in from Santa Anita?
Yeah, that I'm not sure of, but we certainly get a large number of those calls, and we try to utilize the resources with our partners that are non law enforcement partners to help us in that regard.
I heard when they pick up the phone at 988, the first thing they ask them is, "What radio station do you work with?"
That I don't know. I'm not sure that's in the chain of questions that are asked.
Not accurate, sir? Okay. I heard also the FBI got involved in L.A. With this missing person.
So we had a lot of partners helping us out. They helped us along with our partners at Los Angeles World Airports Police. Our partners at Transit Services did a great job of helping. Again, comb through hours and hours and hours of video surveillance. We had a lot of assistance. And of course, whenever there's a missing in California, we work closely with the California Highway Patrol.
Do you also get a tremendous benefit from news coverage?
Yeah, I think the only caution you have to have with news coverage is, we're as a department, as a law enforcement agency, we're held to a standard in terms of our investigative quality. So we have to make sure that we are releasing facts to the public, and then we also have to make sure that we're not releasing information that is confidential. So we have to jealously guard against, again, putting out information that someone may want to keep private.
Right.
But at the same time, we have a concern for this individual that's been reported missing by their family. So it's we have to serve both masters. But because we are a police department that operates constitutionally, we have to make sure that even someone that is reported missing has their constitutional rights jealously guarded.
Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton is with us from LAPD. But have you determined that the father did kill himself?
So the LA County coroner made a determination independent of the Los Angeles Police Department that his death was a result of suicide.
Right, and probably because he was so distraught over his daughter missing.
I cannot comment on why he committed suicide. The coroner will issue a final report at some point down the road. I don't know if that's going to be publicly available, but that information is going to be retained by the LA County Coroner's Office.
And again, getting back to the coverage on this, it was tremendous coverage. You saw it every day in the papers and online, and even yesterday when Chief Jim McDonald had his press conference, that was on live on every station. There was a big interest in this story.
Yeah, I was told afterwards that it was on live, I guess, in other parts of the country as well.
Oh, really?
I think what's important is the family expressed some concern regarding the amount of resources that were put towards this case. I'm going to say the same thing here that I said at the press conference. We put in an inordinate amount of resources.
Oh, I bet you did.
Towards this case.
Right.
Involving many different sections of our department and our partners as well.
But I also heard that the family, well, I don't want to paint them as difficult to work with. I can't imagine what they're going through. And, they're not in their right mind. But when you told them that she voluntarily missed the flight and voluntarily went to Mexico, it sounds like they didn't initially believe you.
We can only go by the information that we have, Tim. And here's the thing. We develop facts through investigative means. So that means that the information that we use to develop these facts have to be ironclad.
Right.
So, for instance, if we observe someone and they're moving throughout the city and I'm just giving this as an example, they pass an opportunity where if they were under duress or being coerced, they would be able to contact law enforcement immediately. So when we see that, we have to assume that at that point, they're not being coerced or under duress, and they're not being forced to do anything.
That makes sense. Right.
Because you literally have law enforcement right there if something is happening. So you have to make the choice whether you want to contact them or not. Now, I know there has been some statements that have come from people. I'm not going to say family members because I don't know the origin, but people have said that you can still be coerced and still not have someone directly there with you. So while that is absolutely possible, I mean, you can be coerced at your residence.
It's a very difficult line, though. Very
It
tough
is
line.
because we do not have the evidence that would stand up in court to show that that person is under duress. And if we don't have that and we can't prove it, then we have to go by the evidence that we have.
Is LAPD still the gold standard that a lot of police departments come out and observe and then take that information back to their states and cities?
So one thing that I try to remind people of, although we are, again, I know I've already said it earlier, but I'll say it again. We're looking to hire additional police officers.
All right. You keep looking at me. You think I'm the guy?
We were looking to hire qualified individuals.
Okay.
We only hire 5 out of 100, but we're looking for the right 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
I consider myself top 95% in that case.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Your support alone is truly appreciated through the years. I will say this. The investigative quality from our missing persons unit is top notch. In addition to
I
that,
bet.
we have individuals that work, for instance, our threat management unit that were here to assist us in evaluating whether someone is or is not under duress based on the information we have. We have robbery homicide division who works missing person cases that don't turn out the way this one has. And they're very, very skilled and highly qualified to make determinations on a number of different evidence points that we had in this case. Everyone was in lockstep regarding the evaluation of the evidence that was obtained and the information that was obtained as well.
Okay, do you know where she is in Mexico?
I do not know where she is in Mexico.
Oh,
I do not even know if she's still in Mexico.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, what a crazy story, huh? And I think the sad part, and I think why it got so much attention, is the father who killed himself. It happened over Thanksgiving, over that week where everybody's sort of with family and enjoying family.
Sure, and I think that compounds the tragedy here with that occurring in addition to the search for a missing relative.
Right. And I know you said this twice. You're looking for new people. How do people apply to become LAPD? Is it just sign up and you get a badge?
So I'd love to give this a shameless plug. The Los Angeles Police Department is absolutely looking for the next generation of law enforcement officers that want to join by far, and I'm a little biased, but by far the greatest law enforcement organization in this country. And I would put it up against many law enforcement organizations throughout the world.
That's great.
We're the gold standard in a lot of different areas. You can go to another agency and work SWAT, but you can't go to another agency and work the original SWAT.
Yeah, but the original was started by Chief Gates.
It was started by Chief Gates on this very department.
And a very sad night. I remember I was in the San Fernando Valley when it was Randy Simmons got killed, the first guy killed in the line of duty in
He was
SWAT.
a great guy, yeah.
And that happened a mile from my house. And I remember like it was yesterday, the sirens all night long. And his beautiful wife, I think her name is Lisa. Mm-hmm. And I met her up at the charity event that they do every year up at the up near Dodger Stadium. And what do they call that up there? The Police Academy?
That is the Los Angeles Police Academy.
The Academy.
The original.
Are you looking at, I know we got to take a break. Is there an age range when you got to be 18 to be a cop?
So you have to be over 21 at the time you're sworn in.
Okay.
But there is no upper age limit, so you still got a chance there, Tim.
Right?
There's
Ding
no upper
dog.
age limit. Hey.
Chief Ding Dong.
You want to go on that 6-mile run with me, brother? Let's do it.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Again, the website where people want to go to sign up?
It's Join LAPD.
Okay.
You can put it in any social media, anywhere in the world. And this Saturday at the Amundsen Recruit Training Center, Manchester and Aviation, we're going to be giving the test. Show up 7 a.m. We'll tell you a few things. 8 a.m. you can take the test. I'll be there. We'd love to see you there.
Excellent. All right. I'm glad Jim McDonald's back. I think that guy's great.
I'm very, very glad. I'm ecstatic that he's back on the team. Yeah. Big Blue moving forward.
And congratulations on the stars. You deserve that.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why, like you, he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why our rewards members get free standard shipping on the things they need and want, starting at Silver Key status every day. Savings for rewards members add up fast, so why wait? Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
I I never noticed that there was a religious aspect to the Peanuts Christmas. I guess there would almost sort of have to be. It's called Christmas.
He gives the whole Linus gives the whole speech.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, you just think that's he's I don't know reading out of some book. You just sort of sit in your pajamas, and it was always Tuesday night at 8 that thing would come on, and when I was a kid and we always had to get in our pajamas and ready for it. There wasn't anything, you kids can watch that whenever you want now, but we had to watch it live or you missed it.
And the Grinch usually followed it or something.
Yeah, right,
like
exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah, man.
The Grinch, it was Charlie Brown Christmas followed by the Grinch. It was a full hour of great entertainment.
And then you would get some of the sort of claymation stop action stuff.
Yes!
Rudolph's and all that.
With the abominable snowman.
Yeah!
Oh, that was what a great, man, kids love that. They look forward to it. They got home. They got, in their pajamas, all showered, ready to go to bed. And then mom and dad would let them stay up, eating popcorn and watching those shows. Nothing better than that. Man. Nothing better than that. And
just like now, they also kicked off the entire holiday season with the Who Stole the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, the Great Pumpkin was great. And, occasionally they would show the Great Pumpkin, they'd show it like a week before Halloween. But then they got to show it on Halloween. I always thought, well, it's kind of a bummer that, kids are at home, watching that thing while other kids are out trick-or-treating.
Hang on.
My poor daughter, she had the flu one year, and yet she, Halloween is her favorite holiday, and she wanted to go out, and I said, no, you got the flu, you got to stay in. And she went into her room, and she came out of her room with her costume on. And she goes, Dad, can we just go to like 2 or 3 houses? I said, okay, but I don't want to give anyone the flu. I'll go to the door. You stand over here, and I'll say trick or treat, and they'll give me the candy. I'll give it to you. And it was like a surgeon out there, with this with this kid. And then we went to like 5 or 6 houses. And then thankfully, the city of Los Angeles chose to be really aggressive with parking tickets in Studio City. That night, so I got a $64 parking ticket
on Halloween.
On Halloween, yeah, always pleasant. And but Halloween was always great. Thanksgiving, Christmas, those are all 3 beautiful holidays. They come in a very short period of time. The end of October, end of November, and then the end of December, and we're done. But those were always the great family times. You got to see people you haven't seen all year, because there was no such thing as Facebook. So you haven't seen your uncle, and you probably didn't talk to him on the phone, hadn't seen him for a year, and then you can catch up with him at Thanksgiving. What are you doing? Now when you go to Thanksgiving, you never ask what somebody's doing because you know what they're doing because they show pictures every day of what they're doing. Right. So there's never anything to say to them.
Yeah, there's never any reason to call and ask anything.
No, not at all. It's like, hey, how's life? Well, just go to my Facebook. You'll see how life is.
What do you mean, how's life? You like my post.
Yeah.
You hearted my post.
Yeah, you working right now? You saw that I got transferred. And I'm now in Manhattan Beach. You saw that. Like, oh, I did. I don't remember that. All right, when we come back, we have an unbelievable story coming out of New York. The CEO, the biggest guy at one of the biggest healthcare insurance companies in the world, UnitedHealth, was shot and killed on the streets of New York. And man, this is a story that's going to wake up Wall Street and wake up CEOs, because I have a feeling that, and I hate to say this, I hope it doesn't happen, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more of this. I think people, when it comes to healthcare or when it comes to insurance and not getting paid, you lose your home and your insurance denies you, it drives people to do things they normally would never do.
Looking for somebody to blame.
Yes. They're looking for somebody to blame, and you can always blame the top guy. Man, if I was an insurance guy, not a broker, but if I was running a big insurance company, I think it's time to get the vests and get a guy with a gun walking next to you, because this is, and I hate to say this, you are, Doug Steckler always said, the most dangerous people in the world are people with nothing to lose. And when you deny a health claim or a house, your house.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
All right, the CEO of UnitedHealth was killed in the streets of New York at 6:30 in the morning. I mean, it was probably pretty crowded in New York. And guy walking by himself to a conference for UnitedHealthcare. He's the CEO, $10 million a year. He's got two sons. He's got a wife who he met in college, went to Iowa State, and went up the ranks in corporate America and arrived at the top. Top level is CEO. Top level. Well, maybe not chairman, I guess, top level, but fairly close to the top, CEO. And was killed on the streets of New York. They have not found the guy that did it. But here's some background. If you missed this story, I know you're busy, you got kids, you got a schedule. I get it. That's why I'm here. Keep you up to date on what's going on. That's why I come in every day. For you people, not for me.
Police announcing that this suspect was actually lying in wait right here on West 54th Street. Take a look. The shooting actually happened down here at a side entrance to the Hilton. From all indications, the suspect knew exactly who he was looking for and had actually been waiting here outside for about 5 minutes before Brian Thompson showed up. The father of two was the CEO of UnitedHealthcare and was here in New York City again for that annual investors conference, staying at another hotel across the street. It was scheduled to start at 8 this morning inside a second floor ballroom that had been set up for roughly 800 people. But just as things were beginning, the company's CEO, another executive, told employees they were dealing with a very serious medical situation. At about 6:46 this morning, police say a man dressed in all black wearing a ski mask opened fire and at point blank range shot Thompson in the back and fired several other rounds. The suspect then took off running, raced down an alleyway between 54th and 55th Streets and hopped on a city bike. That bike was last seen in Central Park.
This is the middle of all the business area of New York. This is Times Square where all the tourists go. That's, 3 or 4 blocks away. If you're familiar where Rockefeller Center is, that's 2 blocks away, maybe 3 blocks away. Fox News is there. And they're still going to do the lighting of the Christmas tree tonight, even though this happened literally, I think 2 or 3 blocks from where that Christmas tree is going to be lit up tonight.
Yeah, about that. Like 2, 3, 4 blocks.
Oh, man.
And also has GPS on it. In all the chaos, the suspect also dropped his cell phone. News quickly spread that Thompson had died at the hospital. Right now,
Okay, so if this is true,
news quickly spread.
Did he drop his cell phone?
In all the chaos, the suspect also dropped his cell phone.
Okay, this guy's going to get caught then. If that was his cell phone, they're going to go to Apple or, I don't know. Is there another company out there that sells cell phones? Google, Tritonics. What are some other? What kind of what's that cheap phone you have, Angel? That you carry around?
Yeah, that's a Samsung.
Samsung, yes. Well, they're going to go to Samsung. They're going to go to Google. They're going to go to Apple. They're going to go all these places and find out. Say, hey, open this phone for us. We want to find out who this is. And Apple and Samsung and Google, they're all going to say, we don't do that. Then they're going to shut the door. Then they're going to open that phone. I think that's how this works. If the case is this big, they're going to secretly open that phone and find out who this cat is. I think there's going to be an arrest or a name of the suspect by end of business tomorrow. If that guy dropped his phone, he's done. He's done.
News quickly spread that Thompson had died at the hospital. Right now, flags at company headquarters in Minnesota are flying at half staff. Thompson was married. His sister-in-law saying by phone the family is just so sad right now, adding...
This guy had it going on. He was married. He married his college sweetheart. They met in college. They have 2 great kids, and he's running this big insurance company. Everybody loved this guy. Everybody that worked for UnitedHealthcare loved this dude. And gunned down in the mean streets of New York City.
She has no idea why someone would kill Thompson.
Okay.
She has no idea why someone would kill Thompson.
Okay. I don't know if I believe that because he has had death threats in the last 3 months. Several of them. And I can imagine they come from the sons or daughters or husbands and wives or fathers and mothers of people who have been denied a claim. And they passed away and they blame the insurance company for this. And I believe that statement is wrong. I think that while she may not have known anybody that wanted to do any harm to her husband, she was well aware of the death threats that he was getting, which is shocking that a guy's making that kind of money, running this kind of company, does not have bodyguards with him. And he's not wearing a bulletproof vest. When I go to New York, I wear a bulletproof vest. And I'm nobody. I'm just buzzing around, eating, pizza slices in New York, like Numerona.
She has no idea why someone would kill Thompson. The NYPD, again, just briefed with reporters.
In Midtown Manhattan early this morning, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealth, was shot and killed in what appears, at this early stage of our investigation, to be a brazen, targeted attack. This does not appear to be a random act of violence. The victim was in New York City to speak at an investor conference. It appears the suspect was lying in wait for several minutes. And as the victim was walking to the conference hotel, the suspect approached from behind and fired several rounds.
And there's video of this. There's very clear video of this guy shooting Brian Thompson. And before that, at a Starbucks, getting, some kind of coffee or, a treat or some kind of, Danish or something. But at Starbucks, there's clear footage of him at Starbucks as well. So they got clear photos of him. They got clear video of him. And if they have his cell phone, this guy is done. It is a matter of hours before they tell us who the suspect is and or have arrested this guy.
Striking the victim at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. The suspect fled, first on foot, then on an e-bike, and was last seen in Central Park on Center Drive.
Okay, we'll come back and give you some more details on this. This is the big story. Also, 2 students hurt in an elementary school shooting. We'll tell you in Butte County. Tell you about that as well. Lots going on, and we're covering it all right here on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from The Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.